Everybody, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Abington Conservation Commission meeting. Today is October 28th, 2025. Time is 6:30 p.m. Before we begin, I want to have a moment of silence for Dan Brillman. So he passed away late last month. So some of you may have known Dan. He truly loved Abington, not just the people of the town, but he loved the land, the wildlife, and the wetlands that makes this town special. He cared deeply about protecting what makes Abington such a beautiful place to live, and you could always tell how much he valued nature and wanted to make a difference. Dan's kindness, his sense of responsibility, and his respect for the environment really stood out. He'll be deeply missed by everyone who knew how much he gave to his community and the greater environment. And Jean, I believe you wanted to say something too?
Yes, if I could.
You may.
I met Dan Brillman way back in 2020, and he was a good friend. Dan Brillman passed away on September 23rd of 2025. Dan was a true environmentalist. His dedication to protecting Abington woods, wetlands, and natural spaces left a lasting impact not only on the landscape of our town, but on all of us who care about its future. His passion for green spaces was evident in everything he did, from advocating for conservation to inspiring others through his attendance at meetings and social media to share the message of the beauty and importance of our natural surroundings. Because of his efforts, residents and future generations can enjoy a greener Abington. We all are better for having known him. His legacy will live on in every tree, trail, and protected area he fought for. Rest peacefully, Dan.
Please join me in a moment of silence. Okay, thank you. All right, next up on the agenda, we have a request for determination of applicability filed by Robert Murphy to build a new 6 by 15 foot deck with stairs at the rear of the property. Project located at 475 Bedford Street. Is anybody here? Oh, I have a different one.
No,
That's from the 14th.
that's what they gave me.
We'll share. We'll share. Okay, anybody here from 475 Bedford Street? Yeah, would you like to come up? Just say a few words.
Sure. My name is Paul Murphy. Just looking for anyone to repeat call the deck as requested on the document there. And I can provide any other information you may need.
Let me share my screen so everybody can see. Okay, there we go. So you can see this little area right here. That's where the property is. We went on a site walk, John and Nick and I, and most of that area in the back is paved. Along the back, it's all fenced in, 6-foot fence?
6-foot fence. right,
Yeah,
yes.
all along. I think I have some pictures that Nick took of the site, so you can see the fencing back here. This is kind of turned, but this is the paved area, and you want to put it, let me see if I can rotate this, there we go. And you wanted to put the deck right where those trash bins
Correct.
are right now?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
John, do you have anything to add?
No, we noticed there was, like you said, it was all, it's basically, how much is it just gonna be basically over the pavement, correct?
Yeah, it's only going to come off the house.
Yeah, and everything else is fenced in,
And there's
there's
gonna be-
there's not gonna be any infriction on any, wetlands, doesn't look like, to me, according to these pictures that me, Lynn, and Nick saw.
So anything we want to ask? No? Anyone from the audience have any questions, comments? Okay, bring it back to the board.
Seems pretty cut and dry, I'd say, on this one. It's overpaved, there's buffers, fences. I'd put to a notion of a negative determination.
Second.
All
I'll
in favor?
second that.
Thank you. All right, we'll have to do a voice vote. Jean?
Aye.
Alex?
Aye.
BJ?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up, we have SCOA 40583, notice of intent filed by Abington Department of Public Works to construct a rotary, improve topography, and improve drainage, project located at Hancock Street and Chestnut Street right-of-way. Anybody? So somebody from Drew, you're here?
Hi, good evening. My name is Drew Glant from Apex Companies. We're the civil engineers for the project. I am joined with Erica Larner from Mass DOT. Again, this project is Hancock Street at Chestnut Street. It's an intersection improvement, traffic improvement project.
Right, so we had come up with some, oh, you want me to not share my screen? Cool. All right. We had come up with some order of conditions for you, and you had some responses to those?
Correct.
Some changes you want to make? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those. So would you care to go over, we'll start with A1?
Sure. So A1, I'll summarize it, but it's essentially asking for a siltation fence barrier placed on the wetland edge depth. Siltation barrier shall be wire reinforced, inspected daily, and replaced immediately if there are any signs of deterioration. We have provided a revised language to that to the effect of functional equivalence. That's what we would like it to be revised to, generally leaving the means and methods up to the contractor. Would you like me to read the full requested revision?
No, I don't think you need to read it. We have it in front of us. I believe everyone has it? Yep, okay.
And in general, Mass DOT tends to have a preference for compost filter tubes, though the contractor can choose other means, but we tend to encourage it because it's all biodegradable material rather than silt fencing having potential for microplastics and things like that. So the functional equivalent generally leads to a biodegradable product.
We were having a discussion about this because we've had issues with silt fences. There's storms that come along, tear them apart. And that was one of our concerns, is to have to go, sometimes we have to go and remind contractors, can you please fix this silt fence? And we're trying to do everything in our power to not have to do that. So one of the suggestions that was made was for wire reinforced silt fences. I think AJ, you mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been starting to see that on a lot of job sites and areas that are longer term. It's definitely a much more resilient and holds up better. And again, on the terms of microplastics and everything, it's less likely to be torn, tattered, and broken down and crushed. So that's another reason to lean towards it, is it's less likely to become a forgotten item within the buffers or the perimeter of the job.
Understood. I believe this comment came from the DOT. Typically, for DOT projects, we put down compost filter tubes around the project surrounding, and they typically hold up very well. Erica can maybe speak to why.
Yes, I can. Mostly we find that they tend to be more mobile, more easy to respond in situ to changing conditions. We are also able to not uninstall them, we are actually able to then leave them open, let the straw continue to be, or the recycled materials that are inside there, which may contain straw as well, decompose, continue to be an extra erosion and sedimentation control. And in terms of the concerns I definitely understand the concerns about contractors not necessarily maintaining their erosion and sedimentation controls. We do also have a contract item that requires there to be a stormwater inspector to be looking and inspecting things weekly as well as after major storm events. It's a requirement of our contracts as well, so that if that helps the commission feel comfortable, but we do require that there are inspections being done, that the contractor hires a separate party to do that as well. And we found that having some flexibility in what kind of erosion sedimentation controls we can use leads to more effective controls. That if it's just the silt fencing, that might have some gaps, might not be towed in accurately, but if the contractor has the ability to use compost filter tubes, jute netting, and silt fencing at their discretion, they can tighten up the site to the best of their ability. We generally try and give our contractors the most amount of flexibility, especially when it comes to EMS controls, so they can be as effective as possible.
I have a question. With the biodegradable compost tubing that you say that you use, what would be the width range for this type of project? I mean, if you're leaving it up to a contractor to decide, I mean, what's the average width? I mean,
Like as in how big is a compost filter tube in general?
what would be the width? I know that the socks are available in different width ranges. I was just kind of curious what's your standard width that you would use on a project of this nature?
Well, that's actually a tricky one. I think that it looks like 6 to 8 inches in diameter, or
I believe on our detail sheet, we have a 12-inch diameter.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Drew. I'm trying to find it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
If I may, my feeling is basically on all of these, this isn't the first project DOT has done. It still says if there shows any signs of deterioration, it's got to be replaced immediately. I don't think we should get hung up on what they're using for a siltation barrier. If this is what they want to use, I don't personally have a problem with it.
I guess the thing is that we've had projects where replaced immediately has been 2 weeks later.
Well, if they're going to have it monitored
Yeah.
on a weekly basis, just like we did Summer Street, and after every heavy rainstorm, so we have to,
Are we excuse me, I'm sorry. Would we be included in the monitoring reports?
Right now, it's,
Yes.
But we would be, okay. Thank you.
So I believe the inspection that Erica mentioned, that would be per the EPA construction general permit requirements, and that includes weekly reports, which we can provide to the commission.
That would be helpful.
that would be great. Any other thoughts about A1? Okay. So should we move on to A3? The issues that you had with A3?
All right. I'm sure happy to speak. I just didn't want to interrupt. So asking for exposed soil surfaces to be temporarily stabilized after each workday, it's not feasible. It's not feasible for us to comply in a lot of areas for that. There's a lot of locations in which we will need to be inspected daily, in which we would need to get access. And that if we were to, say, stabilize the exposed surfaces at the end of the day, we would have to go in and impact them again. Per the EPA general construction permit, that we would have to, any stockpiles that are unused for 14 or more days, we would have to use appropriate stabilization. that are being actively used, we would have perimeter and erosion, perimeter ENS controls. And for, excuse me, I'm trying to remember where else I had for the access issues. But please feel free to ask more questions because I have lost that train of thought.
I can summarize it. Basically,
Thank you, Drew.
on a day-to-day basis, stockpiles will have the compost filter tube around it to prevent sediment from traveling away from the stockpile. And then for the construction general permit, if they're unused for more than 14 days, that's when additional stabilization is provided, which includes covering the stockpile.
And for exposed soils that are not stockpiled, those are generally active construction areas that it wouldn't really be practical to stabilize those and then come back in the next morning and use vehicles to access, to continue to do work on it. They would end up, we would be doing twice the work, I would say. That we'd have to stabilize it, then unstabilize it, then do it again. So the areas in which active construction was occurring, we think that it wouldn't really make practical sense to stabilize those daily. The erosion and sedimentation controls around the work area would contain any sedimentation, and if they didn't, then we know we would be in big trouble. And UT works very hard to not appear in the local newspapers with enforcement activities. It's definitely a preference. We strongly prefer to avoid that.
Any comments from the commission?
I think she kind of just summed it up with what she just said within her ending statement of they need to make sure they're stabilized because they don't want to be getting themselves in trouble.
Yeah.
We're just trying to put it in black and white because we've run into numerous times in the past, open construction, that they're like, no, we're actively working on it. And it's not actively being worked on. So that's the chicken or the egg situation we're trying to solidify right here. And unfortunately, we're not saying DOT projects are the issue, but it's a standard issue that has to be in black and white because we have no authority unless it's in the order of conditions.
Completely understood. I wonder if something to the effect of if, even if it's not a stockpile, if anything was left exposed and unutilized, there was no active work occurring for 14 days, if it wasn't a stockpile, that would have to be stabilized. Perhaps that would work?
That's exactly where we're at because we've run into other projects where they're like, well, it's within the 14 days, so they're trying to play that, but it's clearly stockpiling. They use the words against us essentially, so we're trying to prevent those conditions. You have the understanding, we have the understanding, but people like to play semantics and we're trying to close that gap. Like I said, I'm not concerned about it with you guys necessarily. It's just trying to make sure that everything is covered. So as long as it's, because you have it put right here, land clearing debris piles actively used daily. Because as long as you're within the perimeter erosion and sediment controls, I mean, their revision of it put it, trying to, the issue is we've run into previously is stuff stockpiled and then we get a 2-inch rainstorm on a Saturday night and no prior thought was taken to stabilize. And that's what we've been seeing.
We may actually, I can't think of, I might have to actually go look. We may have a condition that we just saw in another community, and I have to take a peek, it would take me a few minutes, that required pre-inspections and preparations for any large storm, if there's a predicted storm, going out and refreshing. And basically, we know we have a 2-inch storm coming in, or even what you would define as a large storm. The commission required that we do an inspection prior to that and refresh any erosion controls and ensure that the stockpiles are stabilized. So we did find that, I thought that was an excellent condition. That does require the contractor to think ahead prior to a large storm, instead of just reacting to discharge.
If I may add, just because of the magnitude of the project, it is over 1 acre in disturbance, so we are required to follow the construction general permit, which does require weekly inspections. So all of the stockpiles during construction will be frequently inspected to make sure they do have perimeter controls, which typically does a great job of reducing sediment outfall outside of that area.
But I think her point about a pre-inspection, we know there's a big nor'easter coming in, just going through and making certain, rather than getting a phone call on a Saturday at 8 PM, hey, we've got a big issue here.
Hey, we got
We got 4
mudslide
inches
down
of rain
on
and-
Chestnut Street
yeah.
or something,
Yeah. But I do like that.
I do like that as well. The question is, that just goes back on the contractor, the inspection, because we obviously don't have the manpower to enforce that.
Yeah, wouldn't that be the contractor that would do that? Or would that be
Yes,
the
yes.
inspector? You're independent.
The inspector, yes.
Okay.
It could be that the stormwater inspector were to do that rather than, say, the contractor who might be incentivized to do less of an inspection. The most recent condition that I've seen like that required that the inspector do it.
And was there a time limit, like 24 hours before a storm?
I think it was 24 hours before, and I think, I can't remember the phrasing, but it was within 24 hours prior to the event so that they couldn't say, hey, we went out a week before and inspected and things have changed in a week. I think it was within 24 hours of an oncoming storm.
And did they define what a storm was?
They did not, and I believe the reason, so my assumption for why is that we can't necessarily predict whether it will be a 10-year, 100-year, or a half-inch storm until after it happens. So there was a bit of a concern of how do we define a significant storm event. But I would say that if the commission were to disagree with, say, the contractor, what the significant storm event is, I think that you folks absolutely would have the authority to say, we know this is coming. This is a large storm event. Give us that inspection.
Okay. Happy to add that in. Everybody okay?
Yeah, he definitely hit the head on the nail. It's more because the magnitude of the size of this. It's not like it's a 1-yard pile that could wash away if it's not planned accordingly. And unfortunately, a lot of these are written in blood of previous things.
Right.
So that's definitely a good way to go about it, I would say.
Okay. I mean, I'm happier, I feel more confident if we have that, and also with the sediment control around the stockpiles. Anything else we want to talk about with A3? Okay, we'll go ahead then and move on to B1. The proposed development not alter the peak rate of runoff from the site during the 2, 10, and 100-year storms. You say you can't comply with that.
So that is purely based that the project itself going from simple intersection to a roundabout increases the impervious area. And with that, it will naturally increase the volume and rate of runoff for each storm. Typically, you mitigate that with an infiltration system, like a basin or concrete chambers below ground. We can't do that in this case because it's in the right of way and not allowed by DOT. So the peak rates will increase in these storms.
And the application and the stormwater report and all the plans did previously state that. Just when we noticed the conditions, we felt like it wouldn't, there might be some confusion, and that we should make sure we noted to folks that the application in front of you does not actually maintain the same peak rates. Being a limited project and a redevelopment project, we have reduced those, minimized that to the maximum extent practicable. But the plans that you folks have been reviewing does have some small increases to those peak rates. So we wanted to be clear about it and let you know that if those plans were approved, they do have some increased peak rates in those zones.
Any comments?
Well, if they can't comply, they can't comply. There's really not much we could do about it.
Right. I'm okay with removing it. Jean, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask, as far as the stormwater goes, the reports, did planning weigh in on the stormwater on this at all?
I don't. Did they have to go before planning?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
No, we wouldn't trigger any planning or zoning laws or bylaws that we would need to appear in front of them for a permit.
Okay, because, stormwater pretty much lies with the planning board versus that's why, we indicated B1, but, yeah.
Okay, I'm okay with removing B1.
Yeah.
All right, and B2? Drainage and flow
B2,
patterns.
oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. You can read.
Sorry. Yep, B2 just states drainage and flow patterns shall not be altered. Water flow shall be maintained at all times. The first sentence, shall not be altered, we're proposing a revision to the maximum extent practicable. We revised the layout of catch basins and the drainage system to closely match existing conditions. It's not exact to existing conditions just because of the new roadway and pavement layout, but it is very close. And the second part, I believe there was a little bit of confusion as to what this meant, but it seems water flow shall be maintained at all times. I would assume that's in relation to the stream,
Yeah.
the intermittent stream, and potentially just water on site that it's flowing and there's no stagnant ponding areas.
Or being cut off completely.
Right.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, these are really old conditions that we're looking to update, and I think the language could be improved to indicate it has to do with the keeping the stream
And some of
going.
their suggestions may be good.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
us to
exactly.
move it forward.
Exactly.
because I think B2 was set more for like setting coffer dam and pumping.
Right, this is, like you said, changing it completely from an intersection to a roundabout, so the patterns are gonna change.
Right,
There's no way around it, they're definitely gonna change.
right.
So I'm good with that one too.
Anybody?
And I think going forward, we should probably use this best management practice for that, so.
Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Okay, we'll move on. D1.
Both of these, D1 and D2, I think they sort of combine together, implementing a water quality monitoring program, submitting the reports to the commission on a weekly basis for turbidity, biological composition, chemical composition. Our response is that part of the EPA construction general permit requires water quality monitoring and an inspection program. So to be consistent with that requirement, proposing slight revision to the verbiage to follow the requirement and submit the reports to the commission.
So this would be weekly instead of 10 days or once a month.
Correct.
Okay, that's better. one of the things we said, after construction testing shall continue for 2 months. Is that something that you guys could continue doing?
Erica?
I think that should be absolutely fine. If that's a condition of the certificate of compliance, I see no concerns with that. And I just wanted to double check, this is not asking for any of these water samples to be sent to a lab or anything like that. Is that an accurate reading on my part?
I believe they're tested in the field.
In the field? Yep.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure I understood what we were talking about.
Right. Typically, whoever inspects it has a turbidity monitor
And can take their notes in the field and, yeah.
to sample in the field and then test it right there and then and there.
I'll admit that I don't know the differences, what
Yeah,
the,
so I think,
between a laboratory and field monitoring, what the up or downside are, so.
I think we should trust EPA on this one.
Yeah. Anybody have any? No? Okay, so we'll move on. G6.
So for G6, this is the servicing equipment such as fueling, changing, or adding or applying lubricants must be done outside the buffer zone. This may not be practical for larger, heavier equipment that could be stationary or impractical to move. We generally will use a double containment process for equipment that can't be moved. And our suggestion was that equipment servicing shall be outside the buffer zone where practicable. And if equipment cannot be moved, secondary containment and spill prevention measures shall be used. Any reportable spills shall be cleaned up immediately and notifying the commission.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think this G6 really probably refers to smaller projects where they can move a backhoe or an excavator out. I have no problem with that one either.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I just have a quick question.
Sure.
I don't know what a double containment process is. Can you just kind of tell me what that is? We've never had a project like this. I'm just kind of curious.
Drew, you might be able to use better technical terms than I, but it would be, we would have one containment system around the equipment and then an additional set. But Drew will likely have more technical terms than I do if you need those.
it's a temporary dike set up around the piece of equipment so that if it does have any kind of spill or anything, it is contained within that so that it doesn't leave that enclosure.
Okay.
Basically, it's like a kid's pool on steroids that you set
Yeah.
the pool or whatever, set the generator or the pumps or whatever. I just had to do a generator inside of one because of where it was set, so that if there was any spill or anything, it would be contained.
And it doesn't make sense to haul that generator out just to
Oh,
fuel it.
absolutely. Or if it was a water pump or something that's
Exactly.
dewatering,
Right.
you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thank you for explaining that. But it's just that I had never heard that term before. And, from other projects, we've had hydraulic hoses let go and, have had to do emergency things. I was just kind of wondering what this process was as far as the double containment goes. Thank you very much.
And I'm going to steal that analogy the next time someone asks me. That was a great one, the giant kiddie pool on steroids.
It's, yep, and I've seen them turn into a swimming pool. It's quite a sight.
But not with water, I'm sure.
I wish it was.
So are we all okay with that one?
Yeah.
That change?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. H5.
This is more of just a general comment, and for H5, it states that condition numbers sometimes shall apply in perpetuity and shall not expire with the issuance of a certificate of compliance. We are essentially just requesting which conditions will apply in perpetuity, if there are any.
And
think
if not,
actually
there are
due
any.
to the potential confusion with contractors, we would suggest that it be removed so they're not hunting for what's in perpetuity.
Yeah, I don't think that this actually applies to this
Yeah,
project.
I think we typically would use it for things like,
House construction,
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
yeah.
No going
Use
closer
fertilizer.
than that 50 feet forever and ever. And
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm okay with removing it if others are. Okay. And the last one, snow should be plowed away from the wetland resource areas and no snow should be stored within 50 feet of a wetland resource area.
So the
Right.
direction of the plows on the snow plows are definitely towards the side of the road. And functionally, we really can't plow to the center of the road. There's no real way to plow the roads without directing it
Again,
to the
this,
roadway shoulder and into the wetlands. Yeah.
this is more
Eventually.
for like a parking lot or a small subdivision, I think. Plows now plow off the roads. So, again, I don't think this one.
I was thinking more with the, obviously, it's going to be conditional to the conditions of the season. I don't know what they're using for laydown or work areas. We just obviously don't want them pushing it into the streams. I think is more what we were trying to prevent.
I think that makes a lot of sense. If you're concerned during construction.
Yes, I think this is more during construction, not road clearing, construction clearing. Because you're already gonna go above and beyond what the road plows do. You're gonna have to clear additional snow to continue the construction. This, because I brought this one up, this was more implemented towards what you do to clear the construction area or the work areas. I don't want it getting pushed on top
Snow
of your.
storage area.
Right, I don't want, again, you can't be having it pushed on top of silt fences, because obviously at that point, your silt fences are buried. Now you're banking, and it's a common one that you see is streams and rivers make snow disappear. And that's a big no-no, but it happens. And if we don't have it in black and white, there's nothing we can step back on to say.
I'm trying to think if there's language that might cover that legitimate concern, but not appear to prohibit regular plowing. In order, while construction starts, prior to it starting, the area will be prepared, and then as we move through, there
Removal
will
of,
be other areas.
removal of snow impeding construction, that impedes the construction process.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's snow impeding the construction process, shall not be
We just want to
plowed
make
clearly to wetland
sure,
resource areas or stored within 50 feet. I think that sounds very reasonable.
just make sure that it's planned upon that they may need to haul out because it's already an intersection. Intersections build with a lot of snow. They're going to be looking for everywhere to put it after a 6-8 inch snowstorm. We want to make sure it's not getting dumped into the wetlands because they're not putting it in driveways, they're not putting it in front yards. Where's the only other reasonable space on this site? The stream or the wetlands? And that's the no-no. So that's what my thoughts were with that condition.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of how you differentiate the common roadway plowing
I would just say
from the construction.
snow impeding any snow that impedes construction, whether banked or naturally fallen.
Shall be plowed away from wetland resources
Shall
areas
be
and
plow-
no shall be stored within 50 feet. I think that sounds
Yeah.
achievable and reasonable. Yeah.
That's fine.
That's the condition of this. We're not referring to the DPW plow trucks. We're trying to cover the conditions of, right now you got 4 roads coming together, those corners banked, it's all driveways. Where's the snow gonna go if you get anything more than an 8 inch storm?
I think that's a really smart concern. I do. And fingers crossed, the construction's done in the many months in which there's not snow on the ground. But if there is, I think that's a very reasonable condition.
You had said whether banked or
Naturally falling,
naturally fallen, okay,
because I don't want them to go, it's not my responsibility, the
Yeah.
DPW plowed it there.
okay. All right,
Okay, so part of the concern is if the DPW were to plow into the construction area and then they need to get in, they would need to dispose of the snow somewhere else. I gotcha. Okay.
Right, so they need to keep in the back of their head that if we get a snow event, that more than likely they are gonna have to haul off the site. Whether that be to a snow dump, another laydown yard, because there's nowhere to pile the road snow and then the construction site snow within this area.
Great, okay. And I wanted to make sure I got all the full details because in addition to this condition in the order, we're going, excuse me, I am very likely to try and make sure it goes into our contract specifications so that it is really called out to the contractor as opposed to
Yep.
being able to skip a condition at the end of the list. So, all right, great. I think that is something we can absolutely comply with.
so do you want to add excess snow shall be hauled off-site?
Yeah,
Or how
because
does that-
the last thing they want to deal with is the contractor come back and go, I don't own hauling the snow off-site, and then it fall back on our DPW to
Right.
deal with it. It'd just be a term that,
Would it, so sorry, would it be possible, instead of saying it shall be taken off-site, would it be possible to say that, keeping the condition generally the same it is, but with that, the preface that, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, that you had said, where any excess snow during construction, whether fallen or banked, shall be plowed away from wetland resource areas and not stored within 50 feet. There may be some creative solutions we may not think of that may not actually
Yes.
involve totally hauling off-site.
absolutely.
Sure,
I
yeah.
just know I've
Great,
seen this
great.
become a very tense argument point in construction numerous times of, not in recent years, obviously, but it's become a tense point of the snowbanks are
Yeah.
now impeding construction. Who's responsible for dealing with it? Who's responsible for
Yeah, I-
plowing the job site? Who's responsible for getting it out of here? You know, and I just don't want that to get thrown back at the town, back at DOT. I just want to make sure that it's covered because they start doing impractical things in those situations. I've seen rivers, marshes, ponds, ocean. You know, so when I see these, I just like to make sure there's a condition outlined. You know, that's just from personal experience of what I've seen happen.
Back in my agent days, yeah, 20 years doing that, I absolutely have seen the same things, and yes, completely understand that concern, yeah. And if you folks do notice, if you have any of those tense moments on this project, my name is on the application. Please feel free to shoot me an email. Even though I'm not in the construction compliance team, I've received emails before, and I send it right over, and they are on it. So if you are struggling with a contractor and having a debate, please don't hesitate to pull us in. We will absolutely help you folks.
Okay, great, perfect. All right,
So you'll revise these and,
thank you
okay.
to Nick. And then, yeah, that'll be it. I guess we'll go ahead and take a vote.
Motion to approve the minutes as just discussed, the orders for SE 0840583.
Wait a second.
Second?
Second.
Okay, roll call. Jean?
Yes, please, yes, agreed.
All right, Alex?
Yes.
AJ?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, unanimous. Thank you very much. We'll get this all out
Thank you all.
soon.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Have a great one.
Thank you, you too. Okay, next up, SE 0840588, notice of intent filed by Massachusetts Electric Company to replace, remove, and install electrical distribution assets project located at 200 Myers Avenue.
Good evening, members. My name is Matt Kelly from Epsilon Associates. I'm here representing Massachusetts Electric Company tonight for the proposed overhead to underground conversion of an existing electric distribution service to the water department facility located at 200 Myers Ave. I do have, based on our site visit, I have revised environmental resource maps that show some of the changes that we discussed. Can I?
Yeah, I'll hand them out.
Okay. I also have a certification mailing. I don't know if you guys want to cut these.
Thank you.
And Nick told me that you guys had
We're all set. We
brought,
already
yeah,
sent it.
that you sent them in, so we're good, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, so it's shown on the plan. You can see that there. End of Myers Ave, we have the water department facility. And then to the southeast of that, there is an existing electric transmission or electric utility corridor. There are both transmission lines and the existing distribution feeder. So currently, service to the water department facility taps from pole number 185, which can be seen far east. And then there's a red dashed line showing that overhead service. So it includes pole 185. It's tied into an electric transmission structure pole, which is labeled 31. Then there's existing pole 185, 29, 185, 30, 185, 31, where it transitions to underground to an existing transformer. So as part of the project, that transformer is going to be replaced. The overhead service will be removed and replaced with underground conduit, which runs along the edge of the parking lot to the water department facility, and then it's the gold dashed line, and then down the existing access road to an existing distribution pole, which is numbered 184. That's towards the southern portion of the figure, where it will tie into that existing feeder. As part of the work structure, pole 184 will be replaced as well. In addition to
So
that,
184 will still be above ground?
yeah, 184 is an existing feeder pole that's going to be replaced. So the feeder line located in the utility corridor, that's going to remain. That's the main feeder. It's just the service line from 185, 185, 31 will be removed. 185, there's currently two poles out there right now. There's an existing pole which will remain, and then an older pole which is no longer in use, that will be removed.
And we had talked at the site walk about, the wetlands impact based on what you guys decided to change, and how you were gonna do that was greatly minimized
Yeah,
during our discussion.
yeah.
In terms of the restoration, you had mentioned about letting it reseed itself.
Yeah. So impacts, if any, are going to be temporary. If there will be some hand cutting to get to pole 185 and around existing pole 184. All the work at 184 will take place from the existing access road. Equipment with low ground pressure, so that's ground pressure that's equal to or less than 3 psi, will be used to reach pole 185 for its removal. After the work is complete, and as as construction is moving out, if there are any ruts in the wetland, those will be raked, lightly raked with hand. If there are exposed soils, we can mulch exposed soils. And then the footprint of 185 will be restored using material that was excavated to replace 184. So if where there are excavations in wetlands, that top 12 inches, or if it goes deeper, that nice topsoil, the mucky soil that we find in wetlands, that will be salvaged, side cast, and used for restoration purposes. Material that is brought from deeper than that will be used to restore pole 185 as it's removed as well. And then obviously the top 12 inches we will restore with salvaged wetland topsoil.
On the underground feeders, or the underground conduit installation, single 13/8 feeder going in on to the pad?
Yeah,
So is that going to be concrete encased?
it is.
Okay, so that's going to be a concrete encased ditch. Okay, so within the application, why does it not say it's backfilled with concrete then? It just says with the same material.
It is going to be concrete encased.
And then on the existing, or the old underground conduit, is that another concrete encased run, or is that just this rigid?
I believe that's direct buried, yeah.
That's just a direct buried?
I believe from 185/31 to the existing transformer. I believe so. That will either be removed or just abandoned in place.
Well, that's what I was trying to get at, because it was outlined as being removed, but if it's just a single feeder, the impact of removal would be pretty heavy versus just an abandonment. And then on the transformer pad with where it is it going to be a containment pad or just a standard pad?
Just a standard pad.
Even within the proximity, you wouldn't consider going with a containment pad?
I do have the sketch for,
I know it outlined going to bollards with it. I just know being a water treatment plant and town wells, an oil-filled transformer,
there are bollards associated with it as well, yes.
right, bollards don't do anything with a leaking transformer though.
No, I thought you asked if there would be bollards.
No, I asked containment. I didn't see any notes within any of the permits on a containment pad, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't believe there is containment associated with it.
I just find that surprising for the location and what it is, that's all.
It's an in-kind replacement.
I'm sorry, what replacement?
In-kind.
And-
So just what's there is being replaced.
But you're going on a new pad and everything?
New
or-
pad, yeah, yeah. So what's there will be removed and replaced.
And what is the plan for the old poles?
For the wood
Ones that
poles,
you're removing?
as far as removal, like we discussed at the site visit?
Yeah.
or- So yeah, as we discussed at the site visit, there's options for removals, right? So typically what we've seen from other regulating agencies like the Army Corps or DP, they recommend cutting flush, actually lifting the pole up, cutting, and then pushing it down so the entire butt of the pole is not removed from the wetland. You're essentially just removing 2 feet below surface, and then you restore that footprint. Just because there's less impacts with that, with those means and methods compared to removing the entire pole, the entire butt.
And then
Dependent,
you'd have to bring fill in.
Yeah.
That
Potentially, if it's not generated on site
Yeah.
from, yeah.
and that method's dependent on the composition of the existing pole.
Sorry,
Composition, are they creosote filled poles? Are they oil filled poles?
typically they're treated poles, yeah.
Right, treated with what? That becomes the question.
Yeah.
Because right in the standards, and I don't have it handy with me, but it's broke down of what calls for removal. And when they're creosote filled, they recommend complete removal, not just butting and pushing down like you're saying.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not sure what standards you're.
Because it comes to the point they even call to collect the wood chips when you're cutting and drilling in sensitive areas.
Yeah, like I said, there are options, so whatever the commission feels strongly about.
But so that's going to depend upon the type of treatment, right? So if we don't know what the treatment is,
Their creosote treatment is the standard.
is the standard?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not the, for lack of a better term, the green poles.
Okay. And those poles are going to be, they're not going to be sitting there for like 2 years, the old poles, you're going to remove them.
Yeah, no, they'll be
Time.
removed from the site, yeah.
Okay. During, when the construction's complete.
Yep.
Jean, any comments?
No, I think when you were at the sidewalk and the questions you asked about the limit of work area, that was my concern down by pole 184, because being that far into the wetlands was kind of concerning to me. But from what you guys have discussed tonight, it sounds like that's already been addressed. And AJ, you've addressed the issue on the poles and the composition of the treatment of those poles, and what the practice should be with how we, address that. I think you covered everything. I was sitting there going, well, they already asked that question. Yeah, I mean, our water supply is right there, so the concern is valid.
So what are we thinking about the poles?
It's existing now. If they weren't doing this project, that pole would still be there. If they want to bring it up 2 feet, cut it off and put it back down, I have no problem with that. It's not like they're installing a new pole, it's existing. So if it affected the water, it's affected the water already, which I don't believe it is. It's a
But
filter
it would
system
be-
here.
Yeah. So the creosote is supposed to prevent rotting,
Exactly.
so like it's not like a tree where you cut it down and then the roots start to rot and everything like that. So that would be
They-
still there presumably for a long time
Right.
contained.
But if they didn't change it, it would be there for a long time.
The biggest issue is when they try to stump them next to a replacement pole, because it can compromise the ground next to a new pole. This is a complete elimination. We're not overly concerned contamination because it would have happened like Alex said. It is what it is, I guess. Honestly, I almost feel like this is where it's gonna go. We're gonna give us order of conditions. We're never gonna see it again like any other National Grid project anyways. That's the reality of it. So, if they want to pull it up, stump it, push it down, fine. I would like to see a containment pad on the transformer, because they're oil-filled transformers next to the wells, but if they're pushing that, I know they're all the corn oil now, so they're not as bad. And the likelihood of hits or whatever are minimalized. It's still there. It's next to wetlands, the wells. I would like for it to be considered, but I don't think it would go anywhere. The We're at 36-inch on the roadway, right up to the transformer pad, direct replacement. Removal of the old, removal or abandonment. I'd like to know which one they're going to do, but again, doesn't really make a difference.
It's being replaced essentially in the same area, so removal is more likely than abandonment.
As long as the old one's just not sitting there in 10 years like you tend to see. Because I know they tend to forget about old transformers once they're disconnected because they don't want to deal with them because they're hazardous waste. So they'll just leave them on site and forget about them until they're an issue.
But that's not what's gonna happen in this case, right?
I would
That's-
hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not gonna happen in this
But if they
situation.
don't come for a certificate of completion, where do we stand? Because right now, that's what's feeding the building for power. The new system comes in, they're going to be set side by side till the cutover. And then once the cutover happens, it's usually a different crew that removes the old one. Who knows when that happens? So again, it just leaves a lot of leeway on that, because I know one building that has the transformer sitting there over 10 years now.
Well, I mean, we can make it a condition that when the work is completed, we go in for an inspection. And if we see anything like that, I mean, just like any project, if they violate an order, then there's an enforcement order that will be placed on them.
Yeah, you can condition for the existing equipment that is being removed to be removed.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So that would be, a final, because we know, I mean, we have so many open order conditions that National Grid has just
Oh, really?
not done
Oh, yeah.
anything with.
They're-
They've
Okay.
never applied for certificate of compliances. So
That's-
I doubt
that's
this
news.
would also, I think this would fall in the same category. And that's the concern, is that, we give you orders and then you're done, you go away, and then what we told you to do wasn't done, and then there's no follow-up. So that's why we're being a little bit picky right now.
Yeah, I hear your concern there, but I mean, the thing is, I might go away, but National Grid is not going away. They have an electric transmission line right there. They will be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the enforcement
Absolutely.
order against National Grid's gonna go real far.
Well, we
I'm
make
just
it
saying,
part of the
It's-
condition, and then
Yeah.
It's
they're
like
gonna
part of the
have-
condition, we'll check it out when they're done with the project and we'll move on.
I think a final site walk after it's done will be required. And then if nothing is, they're probably not going to come for a certificate of compliance. So this
I'm
is-
not sure why.
They don't
why
do it.
They,
So we put that as a special condition, and then we just stay on top of it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I,
To me.
I think we
Certificate
have
of
one for
compliance
National
are-
Grid
are-
on this address that's open already. I'm pretty sure there's one on the list. So,
Well, let's find out if there is.
yeah.
We'll take a look at it.
I've run into that before, and I've had DEP require us to file a certificate of compliance.
Okay.
All right,
I'll
so
bring it out to the audience if there's anybody have any questions, comments. Okay, back to the commission.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve with conditions, 840588.
Second.
All right, roll call. Jean?
Aye.
Alex?
Aye.
AJ?
aye.
John?
Aye.
And Chris?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Thank you. We're gonna do the order of conditions, the next meeting. We're missing our, conservation agent, but, if you have any questions or anything like that, just let us know.
And just based on the DOT application, do you guys issue that as a draft, or do you just issue your order and we review it?
We typically just issue the order. It's pretty rare that people come back
Yeah.
with, changes.
Yep,
But you could,
Yeah.
if you wanted to.
yeah,
That's perfectly fine. And then we can have another meeting to
Yeah.
hash it out.
I was just curious, yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
No, all right, thank you very much.
If you want to be at the next meeting,
Yeah,
Sorry, what's that?
if you want to be at the next meeting when we do the
Oh, when
orders,
when you draft it.
why don't we do that? That way, if there's any questions, it's not going into another meeting.
and you can zoom in if it,
Yeah, you can Zoom if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay?
Sure. Yeah, an invite, I'd appreciate an
Yeah.
invite, sure.
That way, we'll get it resolved at the next meeting.
Yeah,
Okay?
okay. Thank you.
Great, thanks.
thank you. Okay, next up, request for determination of applicability filed by Massachusetts Electric Company to replace 3 switch boxes and their associated foundations project located at 560 Bedford Street.
Hey there, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. Hey again, my name is Sam Kefferstan. I'm an ecologist with BSC Group, and I'm appearing on behalf of the applicant, Massachusetts Electric Company. We're filing this RDA for activities associated with the replacement of, following the site visit, it's now just 2 switch boxes, not 3 switch boxes, and their associated foundations at 560 Bedford Street in Abington. Portions of the project are located within the 100-foot buffer zone to boring vegetated wetlands, protected under the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act, as well as the locally regulated 50-foot no-build zone under the Abington Wetlands Protection Bylaw. The project is considered exempt to utility maintenance under the WPA and the implementing regulation 310 CMR 1002 2A2. And so this RDA is being filed solely under the local bylaw, and we are seeking a negative determination this evening. So with that, I'm sure there'll be questions based on our site visit. And please remind me, I have your flashlight, so don't let me leave with that. But yeah, thank you for your time and available to answer any questions.
Thank you. So AJ, Chris, and I went on a site walk with you today, and we had difficulty locating what needed to be replaced.
That's
So,
right, yes.
Can you go over, I know you and AJ spent a lot of time trying to find these, and can
That's
you-
right, sure.
So the map isn't quite correct?
That's right, yeah, the map isn't quite correct. I can, if it's helpful, I could take a copy and work through with you. I don't know what's best with the camera here, but happy to approach you all and kind of point out at least the ones that are pertinent for the application.
Yeah, the ones in question were 32 and 34, correct?
Yep.
That's right.
So you can use my copy.
Great. So essentially, for the commissioners that weren't there, these were we were able to locate 5631, which was in the 100-foot buffer zone and is still subject of this application. 5834 was not located. And this work request, when it had come into us, was for 7 switch boxes, and there are 7 kind of housing developments or lots. And so it appeared that there was just some kind of compression issue or something where the locations got pushed over. But regardless, so 5631 is in the correct location. 5832 is to the east, and so it is still within the 100-foot buffer zone, right on the edge of this this housing complex here. So in between it's in the no build but not in the no disturb buffer zone. And then 5834, there wasn't a switch box that had the same numbering, but I was able to locate with AJ's help, the 7 switch boxes, and they did align with all the housing developments. So really the only 2 that are considered now are 5832, which is actually further from the wetland edge, and no longer in the no disturb zone, but just within the 50-foot no build and the 100.
So it's like right around
What map are
here?
you looking?
Yes.
What map are you looking
Next to
at?
that house there.
Because that puts it right on the no
How did
disturb.
you access this?
It was
Through,
right, yeah, it was
Just a road, just a driveway.
That's where,
Driveway.
yeah, where we had located it, I had it that it was in between the 2 buffer zones, but you were also on site, it could be, if you feel that it's within the 35, that's reasonable.
If we sent a scientist out there now, there's cattails 5 feet away from it. So I'm willing to bet
That's
we're awfully close to that just by
Okay,
vegetation alone. Like, myself personally, I'd be nervous to excavate that for how close it is to that drop off now. But
well, and this one had gone to together, I felt that was further, I felt that the location was actually better than what was originally thought with 5832 being what appeared to be, within that Phragmites patch. But essentially, the point I'm trying to get across is where the switch boxes actually are in relation to the resource areas based on our site visit this evening. But happy to answer more questions or circle for the other commissioners that weren't on site.
So 32 is within the buffer, we're gonna need the full NOI, right? Or no?
I would say so. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yes.
I mean, is that the bar, I'm just,
Yeah, that
at
was,
the end of the day, is that where we're gonna end up?
yeah, that was that close.
Well,
It's
just
like
because it's in the
20
buffer, do we have a choice, is what I'm saying.
I think we have a choice. I
Okay.
mean, it's not within a wetland,
Okay,
right? We estimated it was 20 feet. when
roughly,
we
yeah,
saw those
without
massive-
measuring it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's gonna be like, I don't know how the construction would work, but it looked a little tricky. So there would definitely need to be conditions that would be placed in terms of how you're gonna deal with erosion control, siltation control, that sort of thing.
Understood.
Is that something that's mentioned is that mentioned within your project
What is that
narrative?
in terms of
So when you were,
controls or best management practices?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you can see on the mapping, we did an initial, you can see, some of the erosion controls that were proposed based on the edge of that wetland.
Yeah.
We can definitely, now with the updated location of that switch
Extend it.
box, yeah, we can extend
Extend
and
it
wrap
down
around that
around, yeah.
edge to make sure it's working with that slope, to make sure that they're, mitigating any impacts to that nearby wetland.
Okay.
And you didn't find 5834?
That's right. I think it really, when I had reached out, it seems like it was an issue with a miscommunication with previous mapping and what actually was tagged on the property. But there were 7 switch boxes that
For
were
the
put in
7
the order
buildings.
and 7 were accounted for on site.
Yeah, because there were more I noticed driving out, but they're just not part of this project.
That's right. They are being replaced, but they are.
They're outside that.
That's right.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
So one of
So-
the issues I would have of approving it tonight
Mm-hmm.
is that the map is not accurate. And if we approved it, then it would be considered as, this is the way it should be, so they could go ahead and say, yeah, we're gonna move it over here where this map says.
Sure.
So we would need to have an updated map
Yeah,
before we could, I think.
Approve.
This.
I would suggest continuing it, update the map, and continue it to our next.
And it looks like you all have a
Continue the
virtual option
siltation.
as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to zoom.
Great.
Yeah.
You can always jump
Continue
in.
the siltation barrier and everything, update the map,
Mm-hmm.
the location of this one, and,
And the numbering,
yeah.
sure.
Yep.
So
We
if
had
you're
talked
good,
That seems reasonable.
yeah.
That we might have to continue it when we're at the sidewalk, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
no problem.
So if you're good with that, you can ask anyone in the audience first.
Anybody in the audience have any questions about this project? No? Jean?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
So then I'll make a motion to continue this to our next meeting, which will be
December 9th.
December 9th. So if you can get everything the week before up to us. December 9th?
No November meetings?
No November meetings.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and do a roll call. Jean?
Aye.
Alex?
Yes.
AJ?
Yes.
John?
Aye.
Yes.
All right, unanimous. We'll see you December 9th.
Sounds great.
So
Thank you
just
so
make
much.
sure
Thank
you
you.
get it to Nick at least a week prior to the meeting.
Understood, will do.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, request for determination of applicability filed by Anthony DiNatale, to fill 1,274 square feet in order to store landscaping equipment, project located at 604 Bedford Street.
Thanks.
Oh, well,
Good evening. My name is Charlie Woodward. I work for Professional Land Survey Associates, and I'm here representing Anthony DiNatale in his request for an RDA for 604 Bedford Street. We've been before you a few times before. The first time we were before you, we submitted all the calculations to prove that the isolated area did not hold quarter-acre foot of water. So I think we were all set with that. Then the board asked us to come back and prove that it was under 1,000 square feet of vegetated wetland, okay, to match with your local bylaw. Okay, we had Ken Thompson go out there, flag the wetland. We were all out there tonight at 5 o'clock, checking his flagging with him, okay? I have a large board with everything on it, but I think you're pretty well aware of it and familiar with the site. So I just brought some small plans that you can hold in your hand. And I also am bringing you 5 large plans to add with the new additions on there to the record.
Thank you.
If there's any particular questions, I'll be glad to try to answer them. But I believe you have all of Ken Thompson's, our wetland scientist's, new reports, their written reports, and now you have the new plans with the additional.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Chris, AJ, and I went out there today, met with Ken Thompson. He showed us the site, and we did a little bit of boring auger work to show the upland soils and vegetation. So it seemed to me pretty clear that it was upland soils in the areas. They seem to be isolated, vegetated wetlands. He showed where there were BVWs, but I think that's off-site. There's that depression that was off-site. Yeah. AJ and Chris, do you have anything that you want to add?
yeah, it's pretty much right now, it's a dump of tires,
Yeah.
Yeah, if anything, it's
debris,
gonna
and
improve it.
I'm assuming all that junk is going to go.
Yes, all of that was there prior to us purchasing the property.
Yeah.
And obviously, all of that will be taken off-site
yeah.
and disposed of properly.
Yeah, it's kind of a wasteland right now, Japanese knotweed, boulders. It's definitely not anything sustainable of anything healthy, so to speak. No, couple straggly trees, but a lot of dead growth and barren structures, so to speak.
So we seeking a negative determination here? Or is
This is,
this a
yes, this is
determination?
an RDA. Jean, do you have any questions?
I do have one question. I mean, at the back of the property, on one side, they're putting a 20-foot landscape buffer, but on the other side, they're proposing a chain link fence. So I'm just kind of curious as to why it wouldn't be a 20-foot buffer all the way across. Isn't there a house behind there?
Yes, ma'am, there is. We actually show it on the plan. It's in the upper right-hand corner, that long rectangle. It's more of a house trailer.
Okay.
So I was told today that the 20-foot landscape buffer would be arborvitae's.
Yes,
And so that is to help the privacy for the abutter.
yes,
Right.
screening for the abutter.
Okay.
Are they going to be able
Okay.
to see beyond that? Like, because we have the chain link fence and we don't have the landscape buffer, like, going all the way across. So sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. So I'm guessing that the trailer that's parked over there, the rest of his lot on line 9 Glenwood is just all wooded or something behind there? I don't know.
Yes, ma'am, you're right.
Okay. So the 20-foot landscape buffer is probably to cut down the noise of the trucks and everything else that are going to be 7 trucks you've got parking there, so. All right, if the abutter isn't concerned, I guess.
He's been very cooperative, but he did voice some concern for some things. So we try as best we can to work with the abutters and try to make them as happy as we can.
What were their concerns? Just
You know,
noise, privacy?
Yeah. I mean, he's been back there his name is Steve, he's been back there all these years, okay? So obviously, he's now seeing some activity in that area, and anything we can do to try to make his life a little easier. And he wasn't unreasonable, so.
Right. Did you tell him about the buffer?
He's
that you're
seen
putting in?
everything.
He's seen this?
Yeah, he's seen it.
suggested, he likes it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he here tonight?
No.
No?
No, he hasn't been in any of the hearings.
Okay.
But we have seen him
Okay.
we have seen him out on the site while we've been gathering survey information for the board. So we have spoken to him.
He filed years ago when he built his.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Yeah. That's this one over here,
This one
right?
here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say. Any other questions?
Okay, no, I'm good. I think that was my thing about the house in the back and that 20-foot landscape buffer. That's good. Thank you. He's happy with it.
I'll make a motion for a negative determination.
Second.
All right. We'll take a roll call. Jean?
Aye.
Alex?
Aye.
AJ?
Sustained.
And John?
Aye.
And Chris?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for
Thank
your
you.
help.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Okay, now we have SC 0840585, notice of
Thank you.
intent
Nice
filed
to
by
meet you, too.
Abington
Do you
Investments
want your big ones?
LLC to construct a single-family home project located at 206 High Street.
Good evening, members of the commission. Brad Holmes, is environmental consultant, restoration. Along with me this evening is,
Do we have the easel?
put this on a chair.
Yeah, it's fine.
I thought we had like an easel.
There was an easel over there. Apparently it's gone.
Look in the other room.
No, that's fine.
Along with me this evening is,
Can I interrupt you for a
Sure.
second? Could you align it so members of the audience could also potentially see it?
if you, it's our plan, so I have an extra copy.
But there may be
Anybody
people
wanna
who don't
vote on
have
it?
that
Anybody
access.
If you're not here for this, whatever.
Anybody here for this?
Just-
No? Okay.
And just so you guys can see it, okay?
Okay,
And
thank
I know
you.
you have it, but I brought this just in case if you didn't have it on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean Riley is here as well, assisting with this project. We filed a notice of intent application for 206 High Street. The property now is an undeveloped lot, partially has a little bit of openness, mostly wooded. There's a bordering vegetated wetland at the back of the lot that we've delineated, and with that bordering vegetated wetland comes the buffer zone, as you know. The site is not within rare species habitat or vernal pool zones, riverfront areas, or flood zones. So we're working with a buffer zone only project. We're proposing a new single-family home. The portion of the project that's within the buffer zone is the back of the house. You see there's a deck at the rear and the proposed yard. That will involve site work to create that yard space and to create the home. All work that's proposed is more than 35 feet from the buffer zone. You can see that the yard just comes close to the 35 and then veers away, so that the work is within that 35 to 100-foot zone. There are 8 trees proposed for removal within the buffer zone. They're shown on the plan with red font. One of the trees is dead. The proposal is to replace arborvitaes, 8 arborvitae trees along the property line to provide some screening to the existing residents at 295 Ashland Street. We also included in the notice of intent in the project narrative that any landscape plant materials that are proposed within the buffer zone would consist of native species, and we provided a list that the property owner can select from, anything from trees to ground cover to shrubs, so that allows a good diversity and can certainly find aesthetically pleasing plants that he or she could use around a foundation or put it in the yard area. So that we would hope would be a special condition in an anticipated order that any plant stock within the buffer zone be native.
And you said you had a list of that you would provide?
Yes, it's in the notice.
It is in the notice?
Yes.
Okay, okay, good.
So prior to the start of work, we did get it, the silt sock would be staked by the survey crew and then installed, and then the site activities would commence from there. The driveway, utility connections, and other work that's facing High Streets beyond the buffer zone, so that that area was able to be designed so that it's just beyond the setback to the street, but moves as far out of the buffer as we can. So with that, I'll bring it back to the commission.
Jean and I went on a site walk with Nick. Jean, is there anything you want to let the commission know about?
We were at the sidewalk, and it looks like behind lot number 2 on Ashland Street, which was given over to make this a buildable lot, it had already been previously disturbed because there were layers of mulch all around. Some of the trees that are going to be removed and some of them were actually dead. And the flags were in the ground for where the proposed single-family dwelling would be. And my concern, I think I might have asked, I think I did ask, the back left corner of the house, that as you look from High Street at the house, that back left corner, there'll be some fill brought in, and I was just kind of curious how that would be graded off. I mean, because obviously you're gonna have to need to bring it up because of the foundation and everything, so. And in that area, there was a lot of invasive species, bittersweet, burning bush, and whatever, so. How would the fill that's being brought in, is that just gonna follow the natural, once you bring it up for the foundation, you're just gonna grade it off gently to the back? I don't know.
Sure.
It looked like looked like a 3-foot drop. to me, I don't know.
Well, sure, the
That was my
vegetation that's in the area would be stumped and removed, which is a good thing to get rid of the invasives prior to the construction work. The area along the north side of the proposed house, there's a contour 136 and a 134 as shown. I think these are, the plan that is based on a 1-foot contour. So these 136 ties into 135, 134 ties into 133, so there's not a lot of fill. There's basically a 1 foot of fill in each location. So it's going to blend into the rest of the land. It isn't going to be piled up against the house to create just an even surface. It's going to follow the contour of the land as it kind of slopes down towards the wetland.
Thank you. I mean, Lynn, I don't know if you had any other questions, but I mean, the site was pretty self-explanatory as far as it being previously disturbed.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm really glad you guys are putting the trees there because it's very exposed to the abutter. They would have zero privacy.
Yeah.
So,
So, no,
and there was
I mean,
this
that's
magnificent 24-inch tree, red maple was, oh my God. Us, we were like, can you move the house over and keep that tree? It's so beautiful, but I understand the situation,
I
so.
do have, the abutter on the other side, Mr. Carini, you're gonna put the proposed sediment controls there, but I thought there was gonna be some sort of buffer left there for his privacy as well. Is that not the case? Because I'm looking at the map and it says proposed sediment controls.
Along the property line, there's a proposed stockade fence just beyond the sediment control.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah. All right, thank you. Thank you for pointing it out. I was like, oh, yeah, there's something. Thank you.
Yeah.
And there's one on
Okay.
the other side.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have the arborvitae's and the fence behind it.
Yes.
Okay, and that continues on.
Looks pretty cut and dry to me.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear if there's anybody in
Any
the
butters?
audience. I already asked this question. Okay. Moving on back on.
Ask it in order, though, it's formality.
It's late for me. Any other questions from the commission? Okay.
No, I'd like to make a motion to approve SC 0840585.
Go ahead and second it.
All right. Go ahead and roll call. Jean?
Aye.
Alex? AJ?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
And Chris?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
one question.
Sure.
When are you planning on starting construction? If we're not meeting till December to do the order of conditions?
You're not gonna do it tonight?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Nick's not here, so,
And we're not meeting in November.
yeah, because of the holiday.
I'm just curious, why is no meeting?
Because of the holidays, Veterans Day is on the Tuesday, and then Thanksgiving, we don't because we can't get a quorum.
Yeah. I understand, that's fine.
Where's it start?
To Alex's point, I think it was, the weather's an issue as far as.
Yeah, that's my point.
Especially if you
Yeah.
get a foundation.
Yeah, I think we should probably do these orders tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll do them at the end.
Yeah.
That's a good point, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. And SEO 840573, request for certificate of compliance filed by Abington Investments LLC, project located at 186/198 Center Ave.
You're up.
Excuse me for not taking my jacket off, but I am battling poison ivy and I don't want to expose it because I was itching it. Sean Riley, 500 Washington Street. We're just here for the certificate of compliance on The property that is now known as 186 Center Avenue, it was filed as 198 before it was split off. I did want to, with a Strong Point, Stephanie Hoban from Strong Point Engineering is here. She submitted the as-built plan for us and their engineer's letter. I wanted to submit an updated and revised copy. I noticed, let me back up. I drew up a certificate of compliance for Nick to bring here, so it was already pre-typed. Nick asked me to make sure that the property is identified as 198 Center Avenue, now known as 186 Center Avenue, because the order condition
That's how
started
the
up as
orders
198,
was,
so we
yeah.
connect the dots. And on the letter that was submitted from Strong Point, there's a typo up at the top where it said it was for a certificate of compliance for 186 Lincoln Street. I corrected it to read Center Avenue. So I don't know if that's Chairman or just.
Oh, yeah, you can give it to me and I'll give it to him. Thanks.
So it was just basically a retention area that was out in the rear of the property and putting up the two signs. I know Lynn and Jean were out there with myself and Mr. LaPointe, Glenn LaPointe Jr. last week, doing a sidewalk. I don't have much more to add to that. I think it's substantially complete.
Jean, you want to have anything you want to say about the sidewalk and about the certificate of compliance?
No, I think, we walked around the little detention pond there, and the maintenance for the drains from the parking lot, I mean, I'm sure Glenn Jr. said he was keeping it, so he'll be responsible for the maintenance on there. The signage was up, the wetlands, from where it had, the property had been, they stopped mowing and everything, it's all refilled and everything, so it looked good. Glenn Jr. was kind enough, as we came back to the property from High Street, invited us in to look at one of the apartments, and it's quite nice. Very, very nice, I must say. So I really didn't see anything that was an issue. Everything looked good. It looked real good. So, Lynn?
Yeah, no, I agree. That detention ponds filled in quite nicely, had water in it, beautiful wetlands vegetation. It's better than I thought it was going to be when we originally approved it. Looks a lot nicer. I'm not a fan of grass, so I was glad. I was like, wow, this is really nice. So, yeah. Yeah. And I agree.
Yeah,
It's very nice inside too. Yes.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions?
None good?
I'll make a motion to issue a certificate of compliance on SE 840573 Abington Investments LLC, 186/198 Center Ave.
Second.
Okay. All right, we'll do a roll call. Jean,
Aye.
Alex,
Aye.
AJ,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
and Chris.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous.
Thanks.
All
I
right.
have 2 copies of the certificate. I don't know how many copies you need.
Okay,
If you want to sign it, I'll get it from Nick later.
sure.
The order of the previous one. They are looking to refinance that in a week or two, so we're trying to get that on record.
Yeah, I see. I
Well,
see.
can we
Yeah.
sign it now?
Yeah.
We need copies.
But if
think
you
we
could
need
sign it, but I'd let Nick review it, make sure.
Because I'll have Nick look at it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. Next, SCO 840566, post-construction update, Center Ave culvert repair. So Jean and I went on to a site walk here. This was the Center Ave, the culvert was just crumbling. We approved this. There was a small little area, when we first went there, it was just covered with poison ivy and all kinds of invasive crap, and you couldn't even see that there was a stream from there. We went out with, we were Brad Holmes, right? Jane?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he did the restoration work. One of the issues that we had talked about last year is it's very easy for someone to go down into that area from the street. And at the time, there was, I guess, a gang wandering around. And I don't know if you guys remember that
The
from a
Crips?
couple years ago. So we were
What kind of gangs you
concerned that
talking
somebody would come in and cause problems with the restoration area. So we had proposed to put a fence. They didn't put anything up, but someone was there, and then we had a conversation with them. They're gonna put, what exactly were they gonna put up again? Do you remember?
There is a chain up now.
Yeah, we had, sorry, Jean, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it was a visual, we had asked for something just to show as a deterrent, so,
Oh, that's right, they're gonna put a
some
chain.
sort of fluorescent chain across or
Yeah.
something behind the distribution box that's there, so.
And I think they were gonna put a
Just
sign.
to-
Were they gonna put a sign up?
Sorry?
Were they gonna put a sign up?
I didn't really see if there was a sign there or not, but yeah, I think they were gonna put a conservation sign in there as well. I haven't been out, so I really couldn't tell you, so.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they were most agreeable to do what we had asked, so.
Yeah.
AJ?
There's a chain across there now on two
Yep.
posts. I'd like, it's gone this long, good, so hopefully that's adequate. And until it becomes more of an issue, hopefully that's good.
Yeah. Well, in the pictures, you can see that someone's already gotten in there and tagged.
Yeah, in my mind, driving by and looking at it is more the car wash.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
where do you draw the line?
Right, no, but it looks good. It looks very good.
Oh, absolutely.
The concern is like when you're coming down from the abutting property, is just, that's where it is. If they want to walk to the river, they have to tramp through everything they're trying to get to.
Oh, yeah, it's a straight cliff down.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna do it no matter what you put there, so.
Yeah.
It's, it's just like.
They actually terraced it a bit because if you go down there, they have compost tubing and they terraced it so it wasn't a direct right into the water. And they had jute matting down and the high bush blueberries were planted in there as well. So, they've got to go through that green box to make it down to that water, but stranger things have happened.
I mean, you can just walk around the box. It's big
Yeah.
enough.
I mean, there's.
Ride your
But
bike
no,
in there.
It looked good. I think they did a nice job.
Okay. So that's pretty much it for that. Next up, we have an emergency certification for Abington Rockland Joint Waterworks for a water main repair. This happened on Central Street right away. You might have seen it on Facebook. So in a situation like this, we are supposed to fill out a very formal emergency certification, which we did. But it has to be ratified at the next meeting, which is this meeting. Nick isn't here, so we can't get the signatures for it, but so we just, right now, just need the formal vote.
Okay.
It's a pro forma thing, but it has to go to DEP. They have to see it.
So the situation here was the contractor was working on the hydrant and broke the main. So they fixed it and replaced the hydrant.
Okay.
I know someone that's on the water department.
I wonder.
And I called them when I saw this. I said, what's going on? That's what he said.
Yeah.
It's the road blocked off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all fixed and it's better than it was before.
Clearly, I'm not paying attention. I knew nothing about this.
Yeah, you're on the other side of town.
I guess that's what it is.
Your water wasn't brown.
So you need a motion to approve.
A motion to ratify.
Motion to ratify the emergency certification for Abington Rockland Joint Waterworks for main repair on Central Street.
I can second it.
Okay, roll call. Jean?
Aye.
Alex?
Aye.
AJ?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Awesome. Okay. Update on cease and desist for 185 Walnut Street.
Nick and I went out there on Friday, I believe. He's done a great job. I think it's better than it was before. The grass is seeded. It looks very good. And he actually seeded a little more than it was before, so it looks great. Nick took pictures of it, but obviously he's not here, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think he sent us some of the pictures in an email. Yeah. Do you want to introduce yourself and give us
Once
your
again,
address?
my name is Carlos Lopez.
How you doing?
Yeah, new owner of 185 Walnut Street.
Looks very good. So we will need a motion to remove the cease and desist, so.
Yes.
So moved.
Trying to think if we need to have it. Typically, if you're having something that you're, growing, you would give it 2 years.
It's
but I
grass.
think, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, do a motion.
I'll make
I'll second that.
make a motion to, sorry, which one is it?
185 Walnut.
To remove the cease and desist on 185 Walnut Street.
No, second that.
Okay, roll call. Wait, Jean, do you have any comments?
No, no comments.
Okay, so roll call vote, Jean?
Yes, aye.
Okay, Alex?
Yes.
EJ?
Yes.
John?
Aye. Yes.
Unanimous.
You're all set.
All right,
You are all
thank you.
set.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. And update on enforcement order for 225 Brockton Avenue. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good.
My name is Caesar. So,
Is your last name?
El Corey.
Okay.
All right.
And your address?
225 Brockton Ave, Abington.
Thank you.
So, I don't remember when, but a few months back, we did the site walk through the backyard of the 225 Brockton Ave, where it's right now fenced in and we don't even use it. Like, there's no cars parked there. We don't even go in the back. And they asked if we can survey and find out where the wetlands are. We were gonna do that, but the thing is, we're in the process of purchasing the property.
So you don't even own the property?
We don't even own it yet.
So you weren't the one that had the landscaper, whoever was parked there? You weren't?
No, that was before me.
Oh, okay.
So I acquired the business in February of last year. We were there, now we got a dealer license, we applied for it through the town, and we got it, and we're selling cars. And the previous, like the owner of the property had someone there in the back before, he's not there anymore. So that space is vacant, we don't use it. So I was surprised that I still have to do that, even though we're not using it. I wasn't sure which way,
Well, do you intend to use it in the future?
This is what the plan is when we purchase the property, we're gonna try and see what we can use from it. Then we're gonna go ahead and do the survey.
So you would have it surveyed that?
Exactly. This is the plan.
Well, when we went on the sidewalk, me and Jean,
Yeah.
that was one of the things we said, is you need to know exactly what you have here and what the extent is of the wetlands.
Yeah, so what happened
Right.
is, yeah, exactly. So what happened is we were about to purchase the property back then, but the owner of the property and Gulf had some problems going on that they resolved recently. So we couldn't go ahead with the closing until we can move our name with Gulf instead of him, because Gulf needs to, have us as new owners. So this is what made the process a little longer.
When are you closing on the property?
So hopefully the closing should be coming up either the end of this year or beginning of first quarter of next year.
Well, when we were out there, we were under the impression that he was closing on it.
Yeah, we were closing on it. Yeah, so.
Go ahead.
Can I
Jean.
jump in
Sure.
here?
Yeah.
Because we were out there a year ago, it was in the fall. And one of the things that we talked about were the cars that were on the reprocessed asphalt beyond the blacktop, right where Stream River comes through behind Leo's Bicycle Shop or whatever that other car dealer place is now. And there's a 200-foot riverfront protection area, which we talked about. And as we walked to the back of the property, there was fill that was brought in by the previous owner. I did not know you weren't the owner at the time. I thought you were the owner. And we had mentioned how the fill was brought in because there was no vegetation. And if you looked at the base of the trees, the fill was brought up 3 foot on one side and then it dropped off to the back of the property. So, to me, I thought the delineation would have been done because you have 200-foot riverfront, which is going to limit you on that side. And the area in the back, if it was filled, the fill really should have been removed. So, I mean, those are some of the concerns I had, and I remember talking about it. So, Len, jump in when you want, Al, jump in when you want, but I remember having that conversation because I think you would ask me, how did that old building get built there so close to the river? And I said it was probably built long before there was the Rivers Protection
Right.
Act and DEP itself, which didn't come into play until 1972. So,
Well, I think we were all under the impression that he was closing on the property soon, and obviously that didn't happen.
So
Can I just add, what was going on here? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with this, but there was fill put in next to the river on the, what would be the west side?
North, west, kind of, yeah, the west of
Okay.
the gas station.
yeah, I'm trying to.
they had built outbuildings out back too and had wiring, and the building commissioner at the time, Jason Harris, was the one that brought us to our attention that there may be conservation issues, which initiated us to have an enforcement order issued on the conservation issues.
Okay.
So it's looking more, from my understanding, it's a river frontage issue with this property more than wetlands?
Yeah.
It's both, actually. The wetlands are in the back.
Yeah, I see what you're
I
talking
just
about.
shared it right here. You can see back there.
Okay.
Stream rivers along there.
Just so you know, what I'm trying to accomplish is just letting the gentleman know, what his restriction,
Yeah.
Before he buys it. If we're gonna make him do anything or,
Yeah, well, I think we had talked about that when we were out there last fall when we did that sidewalk. And Stream River, if you're looking at this, is not on that side. It's actually on the other side of the building.
Oh, it's right on this side, right
Okay.
here.
Exactly. Yep.
So if you,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So that's why.
are you planning on doing
You've
like
got
an
riverfront
information or
right there,
anything?
yeah.
Right,
And,
you had
building?
cars
Yes.
parked
Maybe down the road, yeah.
here, and
Just so
that's
you know when you get
what
into
it. Yes, exactly.
you were told to get rid of the cars that were parked along.
I'm sorry,
You were told, sorry, I forgot, we're only supposed to talk one at a time. I'm gonna get yelled at by some people. There were cars that were parked closer to the stream, and that was one of the things that was brought up by Jason Harris, and you moved them
yeah, we moved
over.
them up, yeah. So we're not parking there anymore.
Right.
And that back fence area it's fenced in, it's closed up, and
Yeah.
we don't even use it at the moment, so.
And if you go, where,
Everything that you guys saw was from before.
Right.
yeah. And I think it was it back here?
Yeah.
Where that's where the trees were?
Yeah.
Fill back there,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah,
So I think, since he doesn't own it, why would he spend any money on doing all this in case it didn't?
Until he actually owns the property.
So I would suggest we give him an extension. If he's gonna buy the property, so say you buy the property January 1st, we give him till the spring to get something done.
Yeah, that's fine, but like, what is required is my question,
Yeah, that's-
So what's gonna be required is you're gonna have to get it surveyed and get, well, it'll be
Wetland delineation.
the wetland delineation, so
Okay.
you're gonna have to have it surveyed anyway. for
Yeah, what we
closing.
buy, exactly.
Right, and then you just have to bring a wetland scientist in to show where the wetlands are.
Okay. Even though if I don't even want to use that back area, I still have to do it either way?
Yes, because the damage has been done, and when you purchase the property, you are now purchasing the damages that need to be remediated.
So if
Well, that's
there's
what I'm
fill
asking, yeah,
back,
what does he have to remediate?
yeah, so if there's fill back there, you could be required to remove it.
Okay.
So you may want to
Negotiate that.
negotiate that.
Before you buy the
Yeah.
property, you may
Yeah,
want to.
that's my angle
I was
here,
gonna
yeah.
say, before you actually purchase the property, you might say, hey,
Because the
And you
enforcement,
may want to get somebody out there, even if you have to pay for it, to find out what it's going to cost you to do that.
Okay.
So you would need a wetland scientist to go out there and flag it and see where the fill is and what it's going to cost to remove it.
So if the fill is far enough from the wetland, it's fine?
Right,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
It could be
yeah,
fine,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And
It's
the
not under-
wetland scientist will know that,
Okay.
yeah.
The
But I think it
only-
would be worth the money spent if you do that before you
Okay.
purchase it.
Yeah, probably.
I would
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
You don't want to buy it and then find out it's going to cost you $50,000 to
Yeah.
fix it up, you know?
And then if I do that and I want to use it as parking, I could use that area?
Well, that's why we'd need it flagged by a
Okay.
wetland scientist. That'll determine.
and then that becomes a zoning question more than us, right?
Well,
It's
if
still,
you're gonna
it
build it,
depends
just
what
parking,
his
yeah.
permits are.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
all predetermined.
one thing that you'll want to consider is that we have a limitation on when wetlands delineations can be done because winter conditions make it really hard, especially when you have cases where you don't have any plants.
Yeah.
And you've put in fill, they would have to dig down. And if it's all full of ice, it's not going to be a really great data. So we have a condition where anything between November really 16th to March 31st, we won't accept that data
Okay.
because it will be wrong.
So you would either have to get it done now,
Tomorrow.
or I would put the closing off until March 15th.
Yeah.
April 15th.
April 15th. I
Yeah.
think.
Okay. All right.
Or just get a gross estimate of how much would this cost me to have the delineation
Yeah.
done and to fix it, and then use that as part of your
Okay.
negotiations. Yeah.
So out of curiosity, like how long would it take for someone to come and flag it usually? Is it a one-day thing?
A day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
it's
day.
not-
Yeah.
The trick is getting them.
Yeah, that's I know.
But I think this time of year,
They
you have
slow
more
down.
options.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are not as busy.
All right.
Hope that helps. So, do we want to,
We can have a vote for giving an extension.
give an extension
Or
to,
that would be amendment to the enforcement order. So it'd give you a new date
Okay.
to get that information to us. So I have to consider what date.
So no matter what, we would require him to get that done, even if he's
Yeah.
by it?
yeah, so, but we don't know until
He actually purchases the land.
someone goes in there and shows us on a map.
So right now, what is required is to flag it, right, for
Yes.
wetlands? That's it for now,
Yeah.
okay.
For right now, yep, that's it.
Okay,
And then
Because we don't know what's
yeah,
the extent. If there's no wetlands there, then,
then it's fine.
Then no harm, no foul, yep.
or if we're,
And there, it's,
Or within
as we
100
said
feet.
when we were out there, you probably can use some of the back area out there. you know,
Yeah,
you
'cause
just have to-
it's
but
pretty
You
big.
have to have it flagged,
We'll flag it
so
first.
we know, yeah.
Yeah, there should be some areas where I can use, I think, because it's like
Yeah.
really big and far enough away from.
Right.
I think from the wetland area.
So I would suggest you do that, and it'd be my motion to amend it to May 1st, 26.
Okay.
okay, sounds,
I'll try to get on it before November 16 if I could find someone.
yeah.
If not,
Yeah,
then it has
flags.
to go to
Right.
after March 30, you said? March,
March 31st, yeah, so April 1st through November 15th.
So that's why I'm saying May 1st, so that if you had to do it in April, it gives you the whole month of
Okay.
April. You can set someone up now.
from now to April. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's much harder to get people if you contact them in March or April.
Yeah, so
Than
you
it is to
wanna-
contact them now.
Okay.
And someone may be able to get out and do it over the next couple of weeks for you too, which would help you
Yeah.
in the purchase.
I'm gonna try to do it before the November 16
Okay.
deadline, if
Yeah.
I could find someone.
Smart.
All right.
All right,
So
good luck with it.
that's
Thank you.
My motion.
All right, let's take.
Amendment?
I'll second it.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and do a roll call. Jean?
We're going to amend the enforcement order for the delineation, yeah? Is that what the motion was?
Yes,
May.
to May 1st.
Yes, aye.
Okay, Alex?
Aye.
AJ?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
And Chris?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you,
Thank
good luck,
you.
yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's kind of hard when everybody's talking like I was.
Sorry.
You're apologizing, but it was me. I was talking over you. I'm sorry.
Well, I was talking for people too. So, yeah. Okay, so there's only two things left here. Just a reminder, we have an open meeting law training that's going to be on November 3rd. Everybody should go. I know when we first joined and we had one, we were required. I'm assuming that's still the case. It's very interesting. I don't know how long it's supposed to be, like an hour.
And where is it?
I think it's here. Email. Email.
But just more or less asking for the listening public.
Oh, okay. Anybody have their email open? Can check.
Oh, what the date is?
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, I
the
can
date
look.
is the
It's in my
3rd, but I don't
calendar.
know what the time is,
give me
and
a
I'm assuming it's here in the Cotter Room.
Yeah, it was,
I thought it was 6 o'clock.
The 3rd, I have
Something
at
like that.
6 o'clock. Do I have where it is? Just put it in as the, I do not have a location, my apologies. Oh, wait, I do. Cotter Room, Town Hall, 6
Okay.
PM.
All right.
And
So,
that,
yeah.
anyone that's,
So that's November 3rd, 6 PM at the Cotter Room.
Yeah.
Town Hall.
anyone could actually attend that if they
Open
want.
public.
Yeah. Okay, and so I get blessing as order conditions for 206 High Street. Does anybody have a copy of the order?
All the order of conditions. Let's use, we could use the National Grid
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, but it doesn't have all of it.
Can you pull it up?
I might have it, he's writing it, so.
I was gonna bring my iPad and I didn't, because I left it at my office.
Okay. Here we go.
A126.
I had, oh, wait, even better, Rich. He scanned it in and sent it to me, and
Actually,
that was gonna be
Pull your envelope
on the
up. It's gonna be
agenda.
almost identical to yours, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Alex has mine.
What's
It's gonna
that?
be almost identical to his, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Right there, I don't have it anymore.
I have his, being recorded tomorrow.
It's gonna be pretty much identical, so.
Let me just find it, Rich sent it. Come on. Go.
Lynn, it's gonna be almost identical to Chris O'Neill's.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Well, I was hoping to show it because Rich scanned it like at the last meeting or something. He just took it boom, 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 and then popped
Wow.
it, sent it to me really fast. I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic.
I mean, I could make a call.
Yeah,
Is it? Here we go, I found it. Okay.
That was one of the first ones I
Copy.
wrote, so I remember it.
I'm just gonna, here we go. Wake up, I don't have to open Word. And I'll just share my screen once it's open. Why did you crash?
All right, let's go with A126.
Wait, I'm not done yet. Almost there. I'm gonna share my screen, then we can all look at it.
It's like she's put a lot of work in here, Alex. Huh?
Yeah, let it
Do her thing, huh?
Yeah, oh, we're kind of early for a conservation meeting.
No, we're late.
Big guy's hungry.
Not since I
didn't have
joined.
dinner. Must start getting cranky.
All right, so it doesn't like this.
Go it, Alex, I take it back.
crashes. Why is it crashing?
All right, well, we usually always go with A1 through 6. And we have B6, should any erosion or sediment control fail, that's the one. And then the Gs and the on-site instructions, G1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which are 100 feet.
Hold on. I'm
Can
gonna
we
think.
do 100
Did I be
feet on
writing
that?
this down?
Well, it's not official yet.
This is usually.
Okay, I got it.
I don't know, Lynn, you said that before.
I know, I did. I don't know maybe Word doesn't like it. I had to open
There it
the
is.
pages.
Sound like an issue.
Thank you, Lenny.
Okay, and thank Rich, by the way.
Thank you, Rich.
Shit on that, nice.
He even
Casey's
had like a
listening.
check boxes or little circle thingies. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. A1. What are we gonna have for the limit of work line? Jean, are you writing this down?
I am.
Okay. So A1, and what's the limit?
50.
50?
Good.
50 would probably give, because the corner of the house is at 100, right?
It's out, yeah, this is all out. The house is mostly outside of the buffer,
Yeah.
or it's halfway through.
We can give it some workable room.
So, where is this would be the,
Well, they already proposed sedimentation controls there.
okay, all right,
So so about 35,
yeah.
35. Okay, so Jean, it'd be 35.
Okay, thank you.
A2. A3. I'm gonna say stuff you disagree.
Well, I think we always have A1 through 6.
Yeah.
Or- There's no dewatering though. So there's no
Yeah.
A5.
Yeah, but if there is, when they start digging the foundation, there could be.
Remember when, didn't we go over this? When they dig the hole, the groundwater fills it? That's dewatering?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, definitely.
Hello, Lynn. You're so stupid.
What?
No, we definitely.
All right, A5.
No, I remember having that
A6.
conversation one day.
You assume that I have a good memory. I know. Let's see. Now I go into B. I don't think B1 applies. I mean, it's a single family home, so they don't have any stormwater. B6. There's a floodplain, but I don't think for C, I don't think that is, there's no compensatory flood storage. So I think we can skip C, D. No E, no D, no F, G. G1, G2, G3, G4. How many feet on G5? The little dash didn't make it through. It's supposed to be right here, more than blank feet from any wetlands.
100.
100?
All debris, fill, excavated material, construction material, 100 feet we have on Chris O'Neill.
Okay. G6.
That's kind of a lot.
G7.
I mean, it's possible.
Well, it's definitely possible that, I'm not sure it's possible on Chris on Hill.
Which one was it?
G5, all debris, fill, excavated material, construction material, building material should be stockpiled 100 feet.
Many weapons. They've got a lot of room.
They do,
Yeah.
I don't.
but I'm not sure Chris O'Neill does.
It's my contractor's problem.
Somebody got us heated that night, remember?
Yeah.
So what'd you say? Somebody got heated that day?
Somebody got us all heated that night. We may have overlooked that. It was a late night.
All right, so we got G6, G7, H1. Are we doing H1? Yes.
Yes.
H2. No H3.
H4.
Yes.
H5.
H5, H6 for A, C, D, F, G.
Yeah.
H7. No. Oh, yeah, H7, C.
8,
H8
9,
and 9. I1, I2,
A,
B.
C.
Where's C? Did that not make it through? Yeah, C. No D, no E. J, we have existing conditions, so those are the signage?
Well, we got J, special conditions.
Yeah, but those are things like the existing slope shall be reworked as a 3-1 grade. We usually don't do those.
Yeah, there's gonna be little.
I got him, didn't I?
Yeah,
That's what I
you
get
did.
for getting mouthy.
Oh, you got different.
No, you got him, because you got a 12-foot drop off at the back.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
No, it's different than what's on here.
Oh,
That's what
I see.
So Conservation Commission will be notified a week in advance of the onset of work. Pre-construction meeting must be held before any work begins. Qualified ecologists shall oversee all plantings in the wetlands buffer zones. They are planting here. In the event that, plantings specified on the plan are unavailable, suitable substitute species may be considered. However, plant selection shall be limited to native species suitable to the growing conditions of the site. There was a list he had, right, that he was going to give to the homeowners?
Yes.
Say these are the only plants
Right,
you're allowed?
that they could pick, yes.
Yes.
So we should have that as part of this condition.
It's in his narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jean, can you have like a statement that you put in there about that list that he mentioned?
I will.
Okay. Any proposed deviation must be submitted in writing to the Conservation Commission for review and approval. Prior to any invasive species removal or treatment, qualified ecologists will identify and flag all invasive species to be removed. The contractor shall remove all invasive species and noxious weeds to the maximum extent practicable. Any application of herbicide must be done by a licensed herbicide applicator. The contractor must provide the Conservation Commission with details of the type and dilution of herbicide to be applied, MSDS, and or other blah, 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 blah. You'll have that there. All cut invasive vegetation will be contained and removed for appropriate off-site disposal or incineration. What else do we have?
And then last page.
Signs.
I
Oh,
don't
my
know
God.
if That coincides with that. So that's,
He's not doing a native seed mix, right? Okay. On completion of plantings, contractor will notify Conservation Commission. Planting shall commence in the spring, preferably between April 15th and June 15th.
We don't want them hydro seeding over snow.
or planting during snow. Species that are optimally planted in the fall may be planted no later than October 15th if approved by the commission. At least 75% of the surface area, nope. Nope. Let's see. A street in front of the site shall be kept clean of debris and dirt for machinery entering or exiting the property at the end of the day. Permanent boundary marker shall be installed to mark the 25.
They've got them on
Right,
here,
25.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they have 2 signs. No disturbance zone, the type of permanent markers and their placement shall be approved by the Conservation Commission. These will be shown on the as-built plan. Jean, you have a copy, or we'll get you a copy, or we'll give Nick a copy of all this. I don't want to sit there and waste our time. Applicants required to instruct all agents to explain these markers to buyers, lessees, landscapers, all person taking over the property, et cetera, et cetera. Everything that you had to do. Perfect. Anything else we want to add?
No, I think you covered everything, didn't you?
I think so.
I think we more than covered everything.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, I got to do a vote. Sorry. Jean.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Alex, AJ,
Aye.
John.
Yeah, I'm gonna abstain.
Okay. Well, almost unanimous.
Good job, good job.
All right, thank you.